Hello, welcome to the Term History training video. In this video, I will be explaining the Term History page in PeopleSoft. The Term History page is where you can find a student's term statistics, cumulative statistics, and academic standing if your school or department utilizes academic standing in PeopleSoft. You can navigate to the Term History page in PeopleSoft by clicking on Records and Enrollment, Student Term Information, Term History. Some important term history concepts include each tab on the page is grouped by career and then by term. So if a student has multiple careers and/or multiple terms, make sure you use the arrow buttons to navigate to the intended career and term. Term history is updated immediately as enrollment, grading, transfer credit statistics are accumulated. So make sure you recognize where you are in the academic year from an operations perspective when viewing this data. For example, units earned towards academic load will not be updated until grades have been posted. So you shouldn't expect to see any updated values for this field
until after the grades due deadline.
Let's take a look at the page. First, navigating to the Term History page, click on Records and Enrollment, Student Term Information, Term History. This is where you enter the student's ID and then click on Search. The first tab that I'd like to explain is the Term Statistics tab. Make sure you navigate to the intended career by clicking the arrow buttons in the career grouping area. In my example, I will be using undergraduate career, so I need to click the right area to get to the undergraduate career row. Also, make sure you navigate to the intended term. In my example, I will be using the student's last term, term 2091. You can get to the last term in 3 different ways. The first way is to use the arrow buttons to click all the way through to find the term that you'd like. The second way is to click on the Find link. If you click on the Find link, you simply have to then enter the term and click on OK, and it'll take you to the row that you were expecting to get to. The third way is to use the last link. Simply click on this link and it'll take you to the last row for that student. Now that I'm on the intended career and term, I'll explain some of the values on the page. There are 3 sections to this page: the enrollment section, the transfer credit section, and then a combined section. Some of the values most often viewed on this page include units taken towards academic load. This value is the number of credits for which a student is enrolled in a given term. Another value that's often viewed is the units earned towards academic load. This is the number of credits for which a student has been graded. As you can see in this example, it is possible to enroll in 16 credits but only earn 14.
In this case, this is because the student repeated 2 classes, and repeated classes do not count towards a student's load.
The GPA is also often viewed on this page, and the GPA is calculated by dividing the grade points, which is this value, by the graded units for GPA. In the transfer credit section, any transfer or test credit awarded to a student will display as a total adjusted transfer units value. That's this value on the page. In the combined section, you can see the totals. The total cumulative units, which is this value, equates to the combined earned units, GPA, non-GPA, and the transfer credit for units only value. 14 plus 12 in this case equals 26. That will always be the case. The next tab that I'd like to explain is the Cumulative Statistics tab. This tab has the same sections but displays cumulative statistics from term to term. Make sure you're on the intended record to truly get cumulative totals that you're expecting. The next tab that I'd like to show is the Academic Standing tab. Not all schools are taking advantage of the PeopleSoft Academic Standing functionality. So, if your school is one of those schools, there will not be any information on this tab for your students. Test Student A is an undergraduate arts and sciences student, and because arts and sciences is one of the schools that is taking advantage of this functionality, you can see that this student does have academic standing for several terms. In summary, the term history page contains a lot of information, and there are a number of academic scenarios that may need to be taken into account in order to truly understand how the values are being calculated.